Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your WWE Cruiserweight Classic Episode 9 live reactions. Tonight we've got two matches in store. We have got Dar specifically taking on Zack Sabre Jr. and of course, Rich Swann versus TJ Perkins. John, these matches are set to be pretty exceptional if you ask me.
Oh, you're talking about two matches that to me are going to be back-to-back barn burners. Rich Swann versus TJ Perkins. Very emotionally charged bout for me. Totally in the corner of Swann. So happy to see him here. We'll see if he can triumph over TJ Perkins. But yeah, whoever wins these two matches, and then next week is the big finale. Who is going to make up the finals? That's the question we're going to get answered here tonight.
Yeah, well, tonight we find out who the final two people in the semifinals will be. And then I'm assuming that next week we're going to get both semifinals matches early on in the 2-hour live finale. And then the actual finals will either be the main event or will happen on the following Raw, which is, I believe, the day that the Cruiserweight division is set to come to Raw.
Yes. Yes, and it's a lot's going to be found out here tonight. I can't wait.
Absolutely. And hey, guys, because we did kind of start with a new format last week, we do want to let you know that we have our WWE Network player set to 58 seconds, which is pretty much right as we start going to the intro. I know Paul William Gregory is somebody that really, kind of encouraged us to pause it at a set point and then just let people know when we were actually going to be playing it. And we're going to stick with that. It worked for New Japan. It hopefully works for this. So we're going to be pressing the play button when I say go. 2, 1, go. And obviously we're starting this intro, which is actually a pretty badass digital land field of all these challengers. And there's 32 of them to start, and we've narrowed it down after tonight to 4.
Yeah, I mean, that is just absolutely insane to think about. It was an epic field of competitors. This is week 9, one more week after this, and the winner of the finals, the inaugural Cruiserweight Classic trophy recipient. And you have to imagine that could also potentially translate into being the first ever Cruiserweight champion, because I fully anticipate WWE bringing back the Cruiserweight title, refining it, if you will, for the new age. And there are Mauro Ranallo and Daniel Bryan here on commentary. I happen to think that we're the only real commentary team around, but partner to each their own. And very much looking forward to these.
Hey, here's the thing. Bryan and Mauro are really, really fun. But the thing is, you go back and you listen to their commentary for Gargano Ciampa, and then you listen to our build-up and commentary for Gargano Ciampa, and you tell me who's better.
There you go. Laying down that gauntlet. I like it, partner. I like the pep and the step. And I got to say, I'm assuming we're going to start off with TJ Perkins versus Rich Swann. I might be wrong about that.
Actually, dude, I'm pretty sure we're starting things off with Dar Sabre.
Oh, of course we would, because they'd save the emotionally charged matchup, of which I have a great investment for last, heart attacks and all that. So,
well, yeah, of course. Actually, no, it looks like we are going to be starting with Rich Swann and TJP.
Oh, man, Cruiserweight Classic. I can never really pin down your card. 9 weeks, and I still can't do it. But yeah, Noam Dar and Zack Sabre Jr. are going to be very interesting. I mean, for all of you technical wrestling aficionados, which I count myself among you, that is going to be an incredible bout. And I do think we're opening with that, because we're seeing a video package here of Zack Sabre Jr. talking. I don't think we'd be going into that unless this match was first. And, partner, I've got to ask you, I mean, you've watched enough technical wrestling. I know you're a big fan of Zack Sabre Jr. I think he's an artisan between those ropes. What do you think Noam Dar is going to have to do here to combat what ZSJ brings to the table?
Well, I mean, really, I think he's just going to have to come with the game plan that's got him this far. Use that champagne super knee bar, focus on the knee and work towards that submission that he's mastered.
That's what's going to make this match so intriguing, because I do agree with your assessment, partner, but Zack Sabre Jr. against Noam Dar, I'm not saying to the T, please be mindful of that. But I do think it's the closest Zack Sabre Jr. has come in probably quite some time to wrestling a mirror, because they're both very technically savvy, very proficient in holds and strikes and, things of that nature. And Noam Dar, I mean, he really showed me something in his second round matchup. I think that was the Noam Dar we were all waiting for. And I'm very curious to see what he's going to bring to the table against ZSJ here tonight. Winner goes to the semifinals, and that's a huge space for the first ever Cruiserweight Classic. And, both men would love to be a part of it.
Yeah, I believe that second match you're referring to is against Ho Ho Lun.
That's correct. And Noam Dar really brought it that night, as did Ho Ho Lun, who unfortunately was eliminated. But Noam Dar, what I like about him, but see what may be to his disadvantage, Noam Dar seems to have a bit more cockiness about him to me. I'm not saying Zack Sabre Jr. doesn't have a chip on his shoulder, but his actions are highly communicative. You don't see Zack Sabre Jr. talk a lot of trash because he's too busy manipulating your joints. And I think that level of focus is going to service him very well in this match.
You say that, and he doesn't really talk that much in the ring, but he still gets cutesy and poses for the fans and stuff like that. So, it's not like he's got this laser focus. Like, I would say Drew Gulak was a guy with more laser focus than ZSJ, because Gulak cared exclusively about beating the ever-loving shit out of his opponent and getting the win. ZSJ cares more about winning, but doing it with some style.
I mean, I can certainly agree with that assessment wholeheartedly. I mean, Drew Gulak, you said laser focus, and that's certainly true. As we see now the recap of round 2, this is an incredible bout. And I'll tell you, this Cruiserweight Classic has made me a Drew Gulak fan. I can't wait to see more of him in the future. And Zack Sabre Jr., I hope he's not looking past Noam Dar. And yet you could say the same about Noam Dar, but I don't think either of these guys are looking past each other, because they recognize the gravity and the magnitude of this match. I win this match, I go to the semis, and the guy standing across from me has the same opportunity. And if he wasn't good, he wouldn't be having that opportunity. So I've got to have my A game and then some.
I mean, if you're Zack Sabre Jr., though, you've also got to be looking at this as, in order to get here, I had to beat Drew Gulak. Noam Dar only had to beat one of the Bollywood boys and Ho Ho Lun, which, granted, I do like Ho Ho Lun more than most, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I think Ho Ho Lun is one of the most, credible competitors in this tournament by any means whatsoever. And Noam Dar beat him, but he should have beat him, Whereas ZSJ and Gulak was more of a sort of all-out war where that could have gone either way, and ZSJ survived rather than really winning.
Certainly, you could argue that from a qualitative standpoint, Zack Sabre Jr. had a more arduous path here than Noam Dar. And we already saw.
Yeah, and that logic actually has worked for us so far, because last week, the 2 matches that we had, in both of them, I picked the person with the more difficult journey to get to the quarterfinals, and in both cases, it was the correct pick, I believe.
And I believe you are right, because the case I was getting ready to reference, Gran Metalik against Akira Tozawa, when you face guys, and you've said this on Twitwell in the past, partner, the only way you get better is by facing guys that are better than you, and by facing tough challenges. That really kind of emboldened Gran Metalik's resolve to win, to advance, to keep winning, to hopefully win this tournament. And Gran Metalik, you'd have to think he's one of the favorites to win the whole thing at this point, but it's not about Gran Metalik right now. As you look at Zack Sabre Jr. just all over Noam Dar in the early going, and that's how you get in your opponent's head just at the moment the bell rings. Brilliantly done there by ZSJ.
Very, very cool, though. I mean, I know that we're already, a week away from this being over, not, on week 9 of a 10-week tournament, but I just like seeing Zack Sabre Jr. under the WWE umbrella is really neat to me. I really like, even if he loses this match, which I don't think he will, but even if he doesn't win the tournament, which I think he will, but regardless, it's just really cool to see him in the WWE, even if it is only on a temporary basis.
I mean, you think about the competitors that got a chance to be a part of this, And whether they made it past the first round or, lost in the third round, no matter how much their progress was, and look at that by Zack Sabre Jr., just complete leg control.
Into the headlock.
Into the headlock. Just the fluidity of his transitions is masterful. But regardless of how much you advanced, just the exposure, just to be able to say, I was a part of the very first Cruiserweight Classic, I think it does so much for your stock and your profile as a performer that wherever you go after that, you're more prestigious. Your brand is more prestigious. And the brand of Zack Sabre Jr., win, lose, or draw, has been raised immensely, I think, thanks to this tournament exposure. A nice straightjacket there by ZSJ on Noam Dar.
Straightjacket hold here.
Exactly. Now Noam Dar, look at that, though, going to back up. Great ring awareness by Dar there. Knew where he was. Bagged Zack Sabre Jr. up into the corner. And then there's the elbow there to the midsection. And Zack Sabre Jr. shoves him off. And these two, I like that neither guy is really in a rush. And Noam Dar, look at that shushing ZSJ. And then the kick there to the knee.
To the knee.
And you even said, pick the knee apart, pick the leg apart. I think Noam Dar heard you. And now he's on the attack here. He's got the arm. He's going to ring the wrist. Oh, man, it just brings Zack Sabre Jr. down to both knees. And now is really working that arm here. But Zack Sabre Jr. rolls out. He's going to try, and he does. Now he's got the leverage back at neutral. Noam Dar not really in a dominant position. ZSJ looking to get in one.
Oh, look at that single leg takeover.
Beautifully done. If this was amateur, I think that would have been 2 points at least. And now Noam Dar going to try and work that leg and drives the elbow across it. That's smart. Drives it again. And a third time now. And that's so smart by Noam Dar because you isolate the leg like that. It's hard for a guy to mount a counter-offensive. Now Zack Sabre Jr. is kind of looking on. Oh, look at this, though. Now Zack Sabre Jr. picking the leg. And now he mounts. Look at that knee in the throat. And now he's got the hand. He's going to bend it. Oh, my God. Oh, and then stomps on the arm there. And Noam Dar, just that face, almost like he's crying in pain. Tells more of a story than my words ever could. That had to be excruciating for Noam Dar.
Zack Sabre Jr., though, right back to that knee. He is in a lot of pain.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Noam Dar certainly did the damage. But look, again isolating Noam Dar. But Noam Dar, again, great ring awareness. Backing up Zack Sabre Jr. in the corner. Now he's going to charge.
Oh, what a back elbow.
Yeah, nice back elbow there by Zack Sabre Jr. Now he's going to go to the top rope. I don't know if that's smart.
Oh,
and it wasn't.
Again, Dar to the knee.
It wasn't. Yeah, it goes right with the drop kick to the knee. Zack Sabre Jr. just falls back down to the ground. And here we see again, Noam Dar had that quickness. He had that awareness. And now he's going to isolate the leg again.
Wow, look at this. He's got that leg bent in all kinds of ways that it shouldn't be.
And this is so smart by Noam Dar because not only is it ingenious to take away a guy's wheel, especially when he uses that to mount any kind of offensive, but when you think specifically about Noam Dar's repertoire, that knee bar that he used to beat Ho Ho Loon and one of the Bollywood brothers, and, oh, wait a minute here, pick the leg, but Zack Sabre Jr., the arm right across the shoulder, full force, and Zack Sabre Jr. now might have just given himself an opening to get back in this match, partner. And now Zack Sabre Jr. Headbutt there to the midsection of Noam Dar. Uppercut there.
Uppercut.
Zack Sabre Jr.
Stretch that leg out, wake it up a little bit.
I think you have to.
Oh, off the ropes. Oh, but Noam Dar went for the sunset flip. Zack Sabre Jr. No. Reversed again. ZSJ got flipped over by Noam Dar. Only a 2 count. Series of near falls there.
And Zack Sabre Jr. even checking with the referee, was that only 2? I think you get caught in that many pin attempts, you start to get a little nervous. And now Noam Dar going to try and get the waist lock initiated. ZSJ, though, right back. Is it going to be a chaos theory here? No, Noam Dar hung on. Oh, slides under.
Oh,
throws
nice.
An uppercut.
Wow.
Holy crap, Zack Sabre Jr. got rocked.
Cross chop headbutt uppercut. And now ZSJ with the Chimeraplex. 1, 2. Only a 2 count, though.
Beautiful Chimeraplex there by Zack Sabre Jr. Noam Dar, though, staying in it. And again, Noam Dar, like that posturing he does, man, I don't care for it. You saw he got a nice strike there on ZSJ, and what does he do? He poses At this point in the match, forget about your posing. Go for the win. Oh, Zack Sabre Jr. thinking PK to get that win. But Noam Dar there with a sweep right on the bad knee of Zack Sabre Jr.
Oh, nice Enziguri.
Step up Enziguri there. Oh, could it be a Brent?
Oh.
No.
Fisherman
Buster. He's going to hook the leg here. 2. Zack Sabre Jr. kicks out. Now, Noam Dar almost looks like he's pleading with the ref. Please give me a 3 count. Please. The ref can't do that. He was in perfect position. Zack Sabre Jr. kicked out. Can't bitch about that.
Do you think Noam Dar has anything left in his arsenal other than the Champagne Super Knee Bar that he can actually use to put ZSJ away?
Hey, partner, I don't know, but we're about to find out. And I was going to try and pick that leg, maybe for that knee bar, but Zack Sabre Jr., he's proficient with every limb that he has, and now he's using the free leg to try and kick off here. Oh, foot choking
the throat there.
That is smart by Dar, because now not only are you still working over the leg, but you're cutting off a man's air supply. And now is he going to take the other leg? No, he's still trying to get him by the throat. This is getting a little violent.
He had him there by the jaw. Oh, but then the kick to the leg or to the weak arm.
And see, that's the thing. ZSJ, he's created separation, which I think with a guy like Noam Dar that's so obsessed with controlling a limb and picking it apart, separation is key. But let's see if Zack Sabre Jr. can keep it. Thinking Dragon Suplex maybe? Noam Dar slides out. Could it be a victory roll? No. Zack Sabre Jr. kicks off.
PK.
Penalty kick. Right into the cover there.
2. I just heard Mauro Ranallo bring up Shibata, whose PK is much more devastating, but you know, CSJ, no problem with using it quite effectively.
Exactly. And you see, I think Zack Sabre Jr. tried to put as much energy as he could into that PK, and he fell into the cover almost instantly. And Zack Sabre Jr. still favoring that knee, partner. How much do you think that knee has left to give here?
Well, I was even going to say, I have to wonder if he had more in that knee, if he would have been able to plant a little bit better, if he would have been able to connect with that PK better and actually gotten the 3 count off of it. But now into the guillotine, into the Kimura.
Oh, and now let's see what Noam Dar has to offer here. I think he's going to try and mount a counter. Oh, this is bad.
Him up over the rope. Oh, ZSJ goes for the clothesline, but misses. Leg sweep from Dar.
I love that Dar has never lost the idea that he's conscious of the leg. And
what a pump kick.
Good God. Noam Dar now off the ropes.
And the
dive. And now Noam Dar here. Going to put Zack Sabre Jr. back in the ring. And now Noam Dar in the opposite corner. Is he thinking maybe a super kick? I wonder what he's thinking about here. Zack Sabre Jr., he's still clutching that knee.
I wonder if maybe he's calling for a PK of his own or maybe a knee strike.
No, he's thinking drop kick in the corner, partner. He's really waiting for Zack Sabre Jr. It's going to be a drop kick in the corner. And there it is.
How effective was it, though?
2, and not effective enough. Zack Sabre Jr. staying in this thing.
Definitely not quite as impactful as Jack Gallagher's corner drop kick.
Certainly not. And you see here again, right on the back of that. I mean, that was smart because that's a very vulnerable area. You definitely throw off a man's equilibrium that way, but Zack Sabre Jr. was still with it enough to kick out, to shoot his shoulder off the canvas. And now Noam Dar has got Zack Sabre Jr. by the head. Oh, wait a minute here. Could it be an octopus stretch?
Abdominal stretch. It's just an abdominal stretch.
Right now, but I didn't know if Zack Sabre Jr. was going to add on to the hold. Doesn't matter. Noam Dar escapes.
Oh,
what triangle. The hell? What a triangle.
But look at Dar right into the Champagne Super Knee Bar.
Oh, and he's been working over that knee all match. He's never lost sight of it, not for 1 second. But now Zack Sabre Jr., look at this, stacking him up. But Noam Dar had the presence of mind. He's not going to make it.
Again into the knee bar. Oh, but he doesn't have it locked in properly, though. Look at this, into the armbar from Sabre.
Into the armbar, but Noam Dar here trying to regain the leverage. He does.
Oh, but Sabre has him locked. Oh, almost had a camel clutch there. Into the bridge. 1, 2. No.
And Noam Dar kicks out. What a sequence between these two. My God, Noam Dar, hey, he didn't fall for the same trap that Gulak did last time. He was able to kick out. And now Zack Sabre Jr. going into the corner. I mean, it's at this point, partner, you've really got to be questioning, what the hell do I have to do? My knee is shot. I've been trying to get feeling back into it all match. I just went for a brilliant pinning combination that would have pinned 98% of people in this tournament. And Noam Dar kicking out and staying in it. And now Noam Dar's just got this look on his face like he's ready to end it here. Charging one uppercut.
And he was able to plant with his right foot on that. Oh, went for another uppercut, but look at
Dar's power. Oh, my God.
And he kicks out.
That was so close. And you notice that wasn't just any backslide. He powered Zack Sabre Jr. down.
Yeah, I was just going to say that was almost like a backslide bomb.
Exactly. Never seen a backslide like that. I'll tell you, Noam Dar, if we had to characterize every person in this tournament, I think he's the one whose matches have gotten progressively better because we've been able to see more of him. Noam Dar definitely earning my respect after that backslide bomb, as you called it. But Zack Sabre Jr., his will to win, it's indomitable right now. And now Noam Dar there, what a strike. I think that was right to the throat or the face of Zack Sabre Jr. And now just right to the back of the head. He's going to single out the leg. Oh, but the slaps. And now right back to the cross-arm breaker. Noam Dar stacks him up.
2. Kick out, armbar.
Oh,
he wants it, but Dar has his hands clasped.
Indeed, he does. Noam Dar
again. Look at this. Dar is right at the ropes and immediately is able to get his toe on it. Brilliant.
This is a chess game, partner. This is absolutely a chess game. Do you know the counter to my hold? And these guys have been going a counter a second here. And Zack Sabre Jr. now is he thinking springboard, top rope? I mean, he's in precarious territory in my mind with that bum knee. Noam Dar hung up between those ropes. What's Zack Sabre Jr. thinking about? Oh, Noam Dar, he moved out of the way. And again on the bad knee goes Zack Sabre Jr.
Yeah.
This could be a defining moment here for Noam Dar.
Oh,
moves out of the way again. Zack Sabre Jr.
Dar got out of the way with the big punch and then slips the knee again.
And now the knee's trapped. Look at that. The knee's hung across the rope. What's Noam Dar
go for something?
He could end it here.
Oh, my God.
Double on the knee. That's got to be it. How is Zack Sabre Jr. going to counter after that? I know he answered the question. He moved out of the way. Oh, wait a minute here.
Oh,
back to the knee bar. Back to the knee bar.
That has got to be it.
No, I don't know. Zack Sabre Jr. is still moving.
Wow. He's so close.
If he could just reach the hand just a few more inches. Oh, Noam Dar, though, going to try and reposition. I don't know if that's wise.
Oh, that was a mistake. You never should have relented. Even if ZSJ would have gotten to the ropes, you do as much damage to that knee as you can. You don't relent.
Oh, did he just
flip him off?
I think he just flipped him. Oh my God, here. Oh, the men just went to the outside. I'm breathless here watching these two execute hold after hold to each other. And now Zack Sabre Jr. wanting to be checked by the referee.
Yeah, just checking to make sure that all of his limbs are still functioning properly. Seems like they are, so.
I mean, they tumbled out. You see that Zack Sabre Jr. undid at least one bit of wrist tape. He's still got some wrist tape on the other wrist. And now what's Noam Dar thinking here? Zack Sabre Jr. shoving him up, but there's just a strike to the face. Another strike to the face. Third, alternating strikes. Kick to the knee. Zack Sabre Jr. sinks here. And now Zack Sabre Jr. back in the ring. Noam Dar isn't able to claim victory just yet.
Yeah, that was weird because the referee kept counting even after Dar was using offensive maneuvers on Sabre Jr. You're supposed to stop counting when that happens, aren't you?
I believe you are. And he's still trying to go after the knee. I love how relentless Noam Dar is. And the arm right across the canvas. That was shades of Nigel McGuinness. And there's a knee again. Oh, man. Just ringing that arm on the floor. I mean, again, shades of Nigel McGuinness and Marty Scurll with the way Noam Dar just picked apart that arm, and now he's kicking him in the head. This match continues any further. Zack Sabre Jr. is going to have any limbs to work with. Oh, what a straight boot to the face. Oh, now almost double boots there. And there's a bomb kick there by Dar.
Oh
my God.
Takedown. Crucifix. Crucifix armbar.
Noam Dar trying to resist.
Oh, but he's fighting out of it. Oh, but he's going to use this. Holy crap. Oh, my God.
My God. And he taps.
Yep, Dar gave
taps. But, hey, no shame in tapping out to that. That looked like it was absolutely excruciating.
Ridiculous. It literally looked like he popped his shoulders out of his sockets.
Jesus Christ. If anybody ever wondered how badly Zack Sabre Jr. wanted this Cruiserweight Classic tournament, if he was willing to do that to Noam Dar, I feel bad for Zack Sabre Jr.'s opponent, which I'm trying to remember who his opponent is going to be now in the semis. I'm thinking not Kota Ibushi. It's going to be Grand Metalik, isn't it? Yeah, Grand Metalik. I feel bad for Grand Metalik because Noam Dar took ZSJ to the absolute limit, and yet that submission hold made all the difference in the world.
I think now ZSJ has actually won every match with a different submission so far through 3 matches.
I think you're right. I mean, he beat Gulak by pin. Remember that unique bridging pin that he had where he trapped the arms?
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So he's actually not only has he won, he's won 3 different moves. The first match he won with a crucifix armbar. The second match, like you just said, was the bridging pinning attempt. Oh my God, his arms just got popped out, and then he was headbutting the shoulder. Good Lord. And then whatever that was, I don't even know if that submission has a name, but that was ridiculous.
I'll tell you what the name is: excruciating and effective, because Noam Dar now has been eliminated.
ZSJ's entire left side of his body is just null.
Exactly. And hey, take nothing away from Noam Dar. The man wrestled a brilliant match. I mean, you couldn't have done any better than what he did. He never lost focus. Maybe some could even accuse him of tunnel vision of Zack Sabre Jr.'s knee. But, I mean, we always exalt those who demonstrate expert psychology. I feel like that's what Dar did here. It just wasn't enough against Zack Sabre Jr. What a match that was.
Yeah, that was brutal, man. And
I'll tell you,
Dar is still struggling to stand up.
I'll tell you something.
ZSJ, in the meantime, he's in a lot of pain, but at least he's able to walk on his own power.
Certainly. And I'll tell you something, partner. I've been hearing a lot of people say that the Cruiserweight Classic is one of the best things that WWE has produced in a long time, and you get matches like this, and it's a testament to that fact. This Cruiserweight Classic has been brilliant, just like the 2 performers we just saw share a ring together, but now comes the main event. And it's amazing that we can only call the second match, because these matches get so much time, the main event. TJ Perkins versus Rich Swann. And partner, I got my heart in my throat.
Let's not forget, I mean, the last match of the first round was Gargano and Ciampa. The last match of the second round was Gargano and Perkins. This is the first time that we've got a sort of a main event of a round that doesn't involve Johnny Gargano.
Exactly. And I'll tell you, Rich Swann, that is a tall mountain to climb. TJ Perkins.
What are you wearing, Corey Graves? Jesus.
I don't know. But I'll tell you, Rich Swann beating TJ Perkins, that's a tall freaking order. He has been nothing short of sublime in this tournament. I mean, the way he executes holds, the way he redefines what it means to be a cruiserweight. Because, look, I love Swann. I don't mean this as a put down. But Swann really is kind of that traditionalist mold of what you'd think a cruiserweight to be. You know, that high flying, that high energy. TJ Perkins, I think he has a greater sense of finesse. That doesn't mean TJ Perkins is better than Swann. It's just they're 2 completely different blends. And TJ Perkins, let me tell you, he came here to win. And Zack Sabre Jr., whether it's him or Grand Metalik, they're either going to be looking at TJ Perkins, Rich Swann, or Kota Ibushi, and that's not a fun time, whoever it is. So this match is going to really be commanding the attention of Zack Sabre Jr. for sure.
Probably safe to say the finals are going to end up being ZSJ and Ibushi.
I mean, I would have to agree with you at this present moment, but we'll see if this Cruiserweight Classic has any upsets in store for us. And I think one thing that you and I can both agree on, TJ Perkins versus Rich Swann is going to be a highly competitive match here.
I think TJ Perkins has been kind of the revelation of the CWC for me, because before this tournament, I never really cared, about him at all because of his, work as Manic in TNA. I was never really, never cared about that at all. But man, he is exceptional. He is one of the most underrated guys, I think, in the world.
Well, certainly, and it's funny to me, and I don't mean to deliberately denigrate TNA here. Of course, that's just going to be a side benefit. To me, when he shed the Manic costume, it was like he was shedding, a great weight or another skin that was holding him back. And just by him being himself, being TJ Perkins, we've really seen his brilliance come to the forefront. But we're seeing Swann's video package playing. Let's talk about Swann a little bit. The personal connection that I shared with Swann when I was still a New Jersey resident. I know how hard the man's worked. And I keep thinking back. I mean, guys, if you've ever developed an affection for a local indie fed like I did for Swann, one of my favorite events, big battle in Little Egg Harbor, Rich Swann versus Sami Callihan. That was the match I knew. Rich Swann could be a main event talent, could be a serious player wherever he went. And if he could beat TJ Perkins, or even he just stands toe-to-toe and just seems highly competitive against TJ Perkins, he's going to show that again tonight. Rich Swann in this match is going to show just how brilliant and tremendous he is. And he's got the biggest stage to do it in, and I couldn't be happier for him. So I just can't wait for this match to start.
Yeah. And now Rich Swann is actually on his way out.
I'll tell you, Rich Swann, there's one chant, he calls himself Mr. All Night Long. The crowd will chant all night long. And I'll tell you, for a guy as proficient, at adept at technical wrestling as TJ Perkins has shown himself to be, Rich Swann may need to go all night long to be able to beat TJ Perkins, because I'll tell you, if Zack Sabre Jr. and Noam Dar was any indication, all of us watching, and especially these two competitors, are going to have to take a deep seat, because this isn't going to be a quick one by any means.
Yeah, I mean, the good news, though, I will say, is that we know that this is not going to go to a time limit draw, because the video that we're watching right now only has about 25 minutes left in it, and the time limit here is 30 minutes. So there will be a winner.
Exactly. We haven't really utilized a time limit draw yet in the Cruiserweight Classic, which I like. All the winners have been decisive, definitive. And you see here, Rich Swann's victory in round 2 against Lince Dorado. Beautiful Phoenix splash there by Swann. And, now that he's won with it once, you have to imagine he put it in the memory banks to call upon it in case TJ Perkins proves to be a handful, and believe me, he will. And Swann busting a move. Can you imagine the dancing he'll be doing?
How just, happy-go-lucky, how lighthearted Rich Swann is, but also that he has the ability to flip on that switch and get serious when the time calls for it.
And that's just it, partner. It's a switch. It's a switch that I saw pulled with great force again in that match with Sami Callihan all those years ago. I saw a different side of Swann.
Is that like the only match that you saw Swann in? That's like the only match you ever talk about with him.
Here's the thing. I've seen him in many matches, but this was the first match where he was really tested. Because I think before that, he was working fun tag team matches. He was kind of like that fun, get the crowd to pop, really comedy guy. You know what I mean? But Sami Callihan at that time was a top heel. He was that main event tier act. So Swann sharing a ring with him, Swann had to necessarily up his game. And why I refer to that match so much is because, again, I feel like a lot of people, and I'm not saying you, and I'm not even saying anybody watching, but I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people, they look at Swann and they think, oh, he's that guy that dances. He's that guy that's good for a lap. But
he's a novelty act.
Exactly. But he's so much more than a novelty act. And I'll stand by Swann until he leaves his boots in the middle of the ring. And I think TJ Perkins, look, we've given TJ Perkins all the credit in the world because he deserves it. He took Gargano to the limit and he beat Gargano in his round 2 matchup. Nobody's sleeping on TJ Perkins. I'm just advising TJ Perkins, hey, don't sleep on Rich Swann either. This is going to be a highly competitive, very fierce matchup here. As you see TJ Perkins getting that submission on Gargano. Man, Perkins is vicious.
Yeah, I mean, someone with the kind of heart of Johnny Gargano to tap out, it requires a pretty incredible amount of pain to be put into him. And Swann has a ridiculous, just amazing amount of heart as well. But I don't know, man. If Gargano tapped out, I don't know what Swann's going to do.
And that's a legitimate thing to say. I can certainly see how you'd arrive at that conclusion. Look, let's make no bones about it. TJ Perkins is brilliant. If there is such a thing as wrestling genius, as I believe there to be, TJ Perkins is in that category. Swann, I don't necessarily know if you'd call him he's a man that's worked really hard to get here and is amazing at what he does. But when I say genius, I mean you look at the guys that make it look easy. And that's even, kind of the moniker of TJ Perkins. I make it look easy.
Yeah, I was just going to say, that is literally TJP's kind of mindset. That's almost his catchphrase.
So you look at the contrasts. I mean, Swann, growing up, had a very rough personal life, as was documented in the CWC. Fell in love with wrestling. Wrestling was an escape. He put all of himself into it, and he became damn good at it. If he wasn't, he wouldn't be here. But TJ Perkins is just that level of genius. It takes somebody just as extraordinary to stop him. Do I believe Swann has that extraordinary quality? Certainly. But it's a matter of proving it, and that's why we're having the match in the first place. As you see now, TJ Perkins, nice slide out into the pin, and that's what I'm talking about. But Swann there with the sweep.
Swann goes for the pin.
And we're back at
both
neutral.
Guys up to their feet and back to neutral.
And look, and Swann just looking. He's sizing TJ Perkins up. He's like, okay, I got a little taste for that. TJ Perkins the same way. And TJ Perkins, man, not only is he a genius, but he is an enviable son of a bitch. Because, I mean, look at him. He looks like a star. He is what pro wrestling is about. He is what any promoter, if they envisioned starting their own brand, they look at TJ Perkins and they say, okay, that's the kind of guy I want.
I mean, I don't know about that. I think you're more looking for like a Randy Orton type. TJP is a smaller guy.
I think he's got a great build, though. Maybe a smaller guy, but he's got a great physique. I think a great look, at least a look that's certainly marketable, as now we got a Greco-Roman knuckle lock here.
I don't know. When I see TJP, he reminds me of like one of the kids that I knew in high school that was like a hardcore anime fan.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man. And you see there the joint manipulation got the fingers of Swann. Swann, though.
Oh, and there, the arm wrench knocks TJP over.
And indeed it does. Swann trying to fight back into this thing here. And now he's going to work over the hold. This is good for Swann, though.
Yeah, he's got control of that wrist. Firm control, even. TJP, though, he's been in this situation before. He knows how to get out of it. And he did. And now look at this. The head scissors takedown.
Beautifully done by TJ
and the
Perkins.
dab. Oh, but Swann with the headlock.
And that's how Swann does it. That's how Swann competes. He's on top of you. He's not going to let you get too far ahead.
I wonder if Swann even realizes that TJP dabbed on him.
He may not. Swann may be so absorbed in this match he hasn't really paid it any mind. And now TJ Perkins.
I think I love TJP, but let's be real. The dab is dead.
That's certainly true, but I'll tell you, TJ Perkins' offensive may not be. He's trying to escape here. I think he's going.
He did.
And he does. And Swann.
Oh, and another dab. And Swann looks mystified.
Yeah, like, wow, what was that? Show me the ways of the dab.
No. That didn't happen. That did not just happen. No.
Swann just kind of looking at TJ Perkins like, you really want to do this, bruh? You want to do this? I think Swann may even be bleeding from the mouth a little bit.
Bit his tongue.
Yeah. Now kind of saying, we're going to do this, and I'll tell you, it's all about going to the semifinals. Winner faces Kota Ibushi.
Oh, the lockup. The new lockup. Oh, man. Irish whip off the ropes. TJP goes over. Shoots Swann off the ropes. Swann off the ropes again. Leapfrog. Rolls back. Swann rolls over. TJP up on his feet again. Arm drag there from Swann. Another. That was almost
like a Japanese arm drag.
Type arm drag. And now the dancing. The dancing, John. Oh, and the dab from Swann.
Nice. Returning.
You got served. You got served. You got served.
And even TJ Perkins is looking at him like, motherfucker.
Yeah, pretty much.
But I like that from Swann, though.
Up to me.
That's what I'm talking about. Swann doesn't take a back seat to anybody. I don't care if you're a genius or who you are. And now the strikes there.
Oh, TJP throwing them fists of fury, brother. Oh, and he going. Oh man, he was going for the knee bar there. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did, but Swann very
Look
quickly
at it
got the
just
ropes.
staring into the Rich Swann's eyes intently, like, you challenge me, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, and Swann, you know, he knows. He knows he almost got caught there. He's aware. And now Swann.
Oh, this is intense, man. This is really intense. Oh, look at that European from TJP.
Nice European uppercut there to Swann. And now TJ Perkins.
Oh,
Another
and another
uppercut
one
there to Swann.
He's actually hurting his own forearm.
Yeah, that's how much force he's putting behind him. Shoots Swann off the ropes here.
Oh,
Swann, though, with a kick.
Yeah. Kind of
Swann
overcommitted to that back body drop. Oh, and here's Swann. Almost went for the Maestro Cradle there, but jumps right up and then hit him with a drop kick.
Nice drop kick there, sends TJ Perkins out to the floor. And now what's Swann thinking about?
Oh, well, he's going to do something off the apron.
Super kick?
No, he isn't. Oh, super kick. And attempted the moonsault, landed on his feet, but it looks like he landed hard.
Oh, that knee. Swann may have just shot his knee there.
Oh, but look at TJP. Triangle drop kick to the outside.
Nicely done by TJ Perkins. And I'll tell you, in between that offensive maneuver and now Swann's shot knee, TJ Perkins might have really begun the process of wrapping this up here. That's a bad break for Swann to be now having to deal with the bad wheel. I mean, Zack Sabre Jr. overcame his in the preceding bout. I don't know if Swann will have the same luck as you see there, that dropkick again by TJ Perkins.
You know, I got to tell you,
Swann.
John, I wouldn't mind if the team of Mauro Ranallo, Daniel Bryan, and Corey Graves commentated WWE pay-per-views.
I certainly wouldn't mind that either. No complaints here.
Oh, here we go. TJP. Nice tope con Giro. Or Giro? I don't know.
Yeah, that's you got it. You got it. And TJ
Or was
Perkins.
that a tope atomico?
You know what, anymore, I never know, because I would have called that an atomico, but I'll tell you, it drove the wind out of Swann, whatever it was. And how TJ Perkins.
Oh, the Three Musketeers, brother.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute.
Nice side
Back
suplex.
And now, Swann kicks it.
Back suplex, not a side suplex.
Hey, I'm just trying to stay on top of it, brother. When you got two athletes, the caliber.
Suplex is that thing that Matanza does, where he like dips in and then swings him out around.
Right.
Oh, the arm trap chin lock here.
Very nicely done. See, that's why I really have to commend and give all the respect in the world to performers like TJ Perkins, because they take a rudimentary hold like a chin lock and they up it one. This time, with an arm trap variation. Whenever you can add on to rudimentary holds, thus, exacerbating their effectiveness, much respect. And Swann there escapes.
Oh, my God.
What a spin kick there by Swann. Charges in the corner. Got caught though by Perkins.
Monkey flip there, but TJP reversed, and then the kick from Swann goes for the drop kick. TJP caught him. Oh, drops. That was like a heel breaker a little bit there.
Yes, snaps the leg across the canvas, and Swann really favoring that knee now.
Yeah, that hyperextends the knee and slams the heel into the canvas, which doesn't feel very good as well. And there you see the thigh kick from TJP, just focusing right around that knee.
And Swann now trying to create distance. But TJ Perkins.
TJP is in perfect position right now where he controls Swann's leg. Yeah. And now into the heel hook. Look at this. This is almost like an inverted heel hook because he doesn't really have it on the same side, but that looks almost like it would be more painful than a traditional heel hook to me.
Yeah, that inverted heel hook expertly applied by TJ Perkins, but Swann, again, great awareness, used the free limb to kick away.
Another kick to the thigh there. Dangerously close to the knee. Do you know how painful it would be to be kicked on the inside of the knee? Oh, my God. It makes me cringe just thinking about it.
Makes me cringe, too, partner. That's not a fun time. And now just really twisting
Only a 2 count there. One, I don't think realized his shoulders were down, but TJP has complete control of this ankle.
Yeah, TJ Perkins is not relenting on it either. Swann just crying out in pain here. He has got to be able to fight out of this thing. Oh, and TJ Perkins just continuing to twist. Oh, and drives it full force down on the canvas.
And now inverted Indian deathlock, John.
Oh, now what is TJ
Perkins going to do? Or is he just going to use the Tanahashi variation where he never stands up and he just kind of, whoa, what a slap. Oh, into the butterfly lock. Are you kidding me? Inverted Indian deathlock with a butterfly lock. Jesus.
You're being packaged by pain because Swann is just all scooped up. His legs are occupied. His arms are occupied. TJ Perkins
is almost more pretzel-esque than the thing that Jack Gallagher did to Tozawa.
I completely agree. I mean, he's got Swann. Well, he did have his entire body monopolized. Swann breaking out, and then TJ Perkins driving him into the corner. Going to charge.
Oh,
Swann meets him with the
Swann
back
with
elbow.
though. And then gets out of the way. TJP lands on the turnbuckle. Swann with a big lariat.
Swann now going to try and rally. Neck breaker there by Swann.
Neck breaker there from Swann.
And you see the expression change. Swann realizes. Nice step over.
Oh, my God.
That's what Swann's going to have to do.
That wasn't just a step over, John. I don't know if you heard it, but he actually kicked him in the face on his way over.
I did see that, partner, and that's what Swann has to do to beat a guy like TJ Perkins. And now I think again he
there. Oh, and the swinging DDT there.
Didn't know if Perkins caught him or not. Swann hooks the leg. 2. Kick out by Perkins. Did you notice, too, that Swann at least had control of that arm on that pin attempt? That was smart, but still didn't get the job done.
I think Swann is one of those guys that you're really never going to catch going for a lazy pin, I don't think.
No, he wants this bad, partner. I can even tell you, you're not going to see that from him. Not with how far he's come. Charges at Perkins. Perkins slides out.
Nice neck breaker.
Now TJ Perkins.
Oh, TJP. Tiger Bomb. Tiger Gutbuster. Jesus.
Tiger Gutbuster stacks him up.
2. Oh, and he kicks out.
Swann staying in it. Oh.
Holy crap. That Tiger Gutbuster was ridiculous.
And here we see the Tiger Gutbuster
this
again.
Double chicken wing lift into a Gutbuster with the knees.
Just gorgeous. Just absolutely devastating and gorgeous.
And it was a wheelbarrow variation, too. That's the crazy thing.
And now he's got Swann in the corner, though. His chest facing the turnbuckles. Oh, this is not good.
Yeah, he's got him up.
I'll tell you what, though, partner. If Swann's able to counter, he'd be in ideal position for that Phoenix Splash. TJ Perkins got to be mindful of that.
I think TJP wants a Tiger suplex here.
Oh, my God. If he hits this, it'll kill Swann. Swann trying to fight back with the back elbows.
Another back elbow.
Again, Swann in an advantageous position here.
Oh, and he just tosses him outside the ring.
Holy crap. Didn't even bother to keep him in the ring.
Splash. Swann just wants to inflict as much damage possible before then.
Now, what's Swann going to do from this position? He's gonna rotate.
Maybe. Oh, nothing. TJP cuts him off at the pass.
Yes, Swann, instead of wanting to work with what he had, he wanted to kind of adapt a little bit. And now TJ Perkins.
Springboard Frankensteiner.
Oh, and Swann landed right on the bad knee. And that just shows
wow, I didn't even see that. Good call. Good observation, John.
That just shows you, though, how great TJ Perkins is, partner. Even a situation that could have proved advantageous to Swann, TJ Perkins doesn't allow it to mature to that point. He gets right on it. He regains the advantage.
And now you can see TJP knows Swann is down for the count because of the knee. Oh, but I guess not. Jesus, jumping in Frankensteiner.
And now look at TJ Perkins' positioning. Swann looking to the crowd. I think he feels it. Could it be standing 450 time? No. Frog splash first. Rolls through. Oh, that knee is so bad, though.
Cartwheel moonsault. But that knee.
But Swann can't even initiate a cover. Hooks the leg deep. And a kick out there.
Not deep enough, though, apparently. Oh, and there you see the ground to the back of the head. Now he has him up. Was that a Steiner screwdriver?
It might have been a modified screwdriver, and Perkins kicks out anyway.
That looked like a Steiner screwdriver to me, brother. Holy balls.
And Perkins, I don't know if that was instinct or pure accident, but regardless, he goes right to his stomach, so it's more cumbersome for Swann to initiate another pin attempt. Smart by Perkins.
I can't believe we just witnessed a Steiner screwdriver in the WWE.
I know. That is how far Swann is willing to go to the semifinals.
I was just going to say, I wonder if Swann even realizes what he just did. I think maybe he was thinking about maybe a Michinoku driver or a Falcon Arrow, and he just dropped Perkins on his head and neck instead of on his back. You know what I mean?
Maybe. And now look at Swann's thinking about it. I don't know, though. With that knee, can he really get the momentum needed for the standing 450?
I don't know. That would do a number on the knee to do those jumps to set it up.
Perkins forced Swann to occlude so much from his repertoire.
No.
But he got caught
into the knee bar. We might be getting TJ Perkins versus Kota Ibushi next week, John.
We might be, partner.
I don't know if Swann's going to get out of this. He's close to the ropes, but oh, he did. He did get there.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, if it was the center of the ring, that'd be a very different story because TJ Perkins had all the pressure on that knee. Didn't relent for a moment.
Yeah.
TJ Perkins kind of looking around, surveying the situation, wondering what the hell do I have to do to beat Rich Swann? Swann's got to be thinking the same thing. His knee is in tatters. Got to be wondering, my God, how much more of myself do I have to give to beat this man? Another kick there, right to the bad leg, right to the bad knee. Swann only has one leg to stand on. Oh, try
Swann
for a
went for an enziguri, but TJP ducked.
That was not smart by Swann. Oh, Victor will counter.
Another wheelbarrow Tiger Buster. Only a 2 count, though.
Swann.
But the gut. To the gut. What?
What is this?
Tiger bomb.
Into the jackknife. 2. Oh, that was close.
Wow, that was so close.
And this is the Swann that I've been waiting to see. The Swann that digs down deep with moves like that to try and get a win here. I mean, that screwdriver was already an appearance from that Swann, and now we're seeing him in full force here. That was a beautiful succession of maneuvers, but still only a 2 count.
Oh, my God.
TJ Perkins defensively, I mean, again, he goes to the stomach. He tries to regain his vertical base. He doesn't even know where he is after that Tiger Bomb, I'm sure.
I don't know how Swann is going to put TJP away, though. His knee is in so much pain. I can't imagine him hitting the standing 450 or a Phoenix splash with that bum knee. Oh, and look at the spin kick from TJP.
Swann misses the kick. TJ Perkins scores another kick.
Too.
Oh, but Swann now.
God.
Swann, though, staying it. He's clutching that knee, though. So much
Perkins
pain.
is still on his feet.
Swann can't even move on that knee.
Swann can't even run the ropes, yeah.
That ref is asking
Swann.
Swann.
It's the third time in the last month or so that we've seen someone with a knee so injured that they couldn't run.
Exactly. Not a trend I'm fond of. But got caught.
But he got caught. Oh, Benadryller into the knee bar. That's got to be it.
That's it. Swann's got to give it up.
TJP doesn't have it locked in properly, though. TJP does not have this knee bar locked in properly, John.
Yeah, but Swann, you got to think about your health and your welfare. And
there it is. He hadn't been locked enough, I guess. TJ Perkins about to take on Kota Ibushi next week. Wow.
And look at TJ Perkins immediately hugging Swann. He knows what Swann gave him tonight.
Yeah, man, that was intense. That was an emotional freaking moment right there. Holy crap.
I'm disappointed. Obviously, I wanted Swann versus Ibushi, but let me tell you something. Perkins versus Ibushi, that could be a match of the year contender. Because I don't know how you stop other guys. It's weird seeing
Perkins show this kind of emotion because in matches, he feels like a freaking machine. Like, he just transitions from one move to the next without even thinking about it. But, man, as soon as the ref called the match, he covered up Rich Swann almost like he wanted to, hug him or something. That was emotional.
Exactly. I mean, you have to imagine that Swann and Perkins, they were probably friends.
That was the beginning of the end for Rich Swann. That left knee, man. He did it to himself, too. That's the thing.
Yeah, I mean, Swann really defeated himself in the end because that move proved to be the catalyst for the rest of TJ Perkins' offense. This was a stellar match, though, and we really got to see the heart and grit of Swann on full display.
We got to see a Steiner screwdriver.
Yeah, Swann tried so hard with one knee to pull out all the tricks he could, and there were some phenomenal tricks indeed. I mean, again, a Steiner screwdriver, for Christ's sake. But TJ Perkins is on another level right now. Here you see, again, the Benadryller. Right back, the third attempt.
Unbelievable. And actually, you know what? That wasn't that. The reason that I didn't see the way it was locked in was because it wasn't a knee bar. It was an inverted figure 4.
Ah, well, there you go. And that does the damage. Perkins was insistent on ending the match with that bad knee, and he got the W because of it. What a match.
Yeah, that was great. That was a great match. And Swann has a very bright future, but we don't call TJP a wrestling prodigy for no reason. This guy has just everything you look for. I mean, John, we were talking. You were talking earlier that he's like the kind of guy you'd want to build from the ground up. For a cruiserweight, I absolutely agree that he is. Yeah.
I mean, TJ Perkins. If I'm Kota Ibushi, I was feverishly writing in my notepad because it is going to take a hell of a lot for Kota Ibushi to beat TJ Perkins, and yet the same could be said to TJ Perkins about Kota Ibushi. You've got two very legitimate forces colliding next week in the semis in TJ Perkins and Kota Ibushi, and that doesn't even disregard the other half, Gran Metalik versus Zack Sabre Jr., and whoever wins those two matches, they make up the finals, and then whoever wins the finals, first ever Cruiserweight Classic trophy winner.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, the crazy thing to me is that before tonight, I would have said that, yeah, like I'm scared for TJ Perkins going against Ibushi. But after that match, I don't know who I'm more scared for between TJP and Ibushi, because TJP showed some freaking viciousness in that match that I didn't necessarily know he had in him.
Exactly, partner. And I'll tell you, what a match that was. I'm so proud of Swann and Swann's effort. But TJ Perkins is the story here. He advances. He continues to make it look easy. And Kota Ibushi, I don't envy you, brother. Good luck next week. And Gran Metalik versus Zack Sabre Jr.
One of them. You might want to just call the ambulance ahead of time. Maybe call two of them, because those guys are both probably going to need one.
Exactly. And I'll tell you, Zack Sabre Jr. versus Gran Metalik. Gran Metalik, he's shown, don't overlook me, don't underestimate me. And Zack Sabre Jr., he's shown that he's a technical savant. He's shown that his submission acumen is second to none. But Gran Metalik, he's been forged in iron, with his competition. Qualitatively, he's had a very rough path to the tournament. Zack Sabre Jr. the same way. But Gran Metalik, he may be a bit more resilient than Sabre. We're going to find out next week.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, hey, man, you want to make some quick picks here? Who you think's going to win those two matches, and then who's going to win between the winners of those matches? Take the whole thing home.
I definitely think Kota Ibushi is going to beat TJ Perkins, and Zack Sabre Jr. is going to beat Gran Metalik, and I see Kota Ibushi taking everything. So he's going to win the Cruiserweight Classic. In my opinion, that is sort of the boring route. That's sort of the predictable route. And I do agree with you, but I think ZSJ is going to take it all rather than Ibushi. And we'll see. We shall see, partner. It's the
Personally, I think it would be more interesting if they said screw the favorites and they just went straight ahead with Perkins and I want to call him Dorado, but it's not. Yeah, Metalik. Thank you. Yeah, those guys, because the thing is, those guys are signed, or at least they will be signed. We know for sure that Ibushi and ZSJ are not signing anytime soon. So, yeah, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see where the WWE decides to go with the finals here, but next week is going to be very interesting. John, I wanted to ask you, we probably should have done this prior or, off recording, but, we've done impromptu decision-making before. We might as well just continue the trend. Next week, we have Lucha Underground from 8 to 9. Instead of getting right into Lucha Underground Twitwell, then, would you want to do live reactions to the CWC, assuming it starts at 9?
I think that's a terrific idea, partner. I'd be down for that.
And then we can do Lucha Twitwell post CWC, and then we can just do NXT on Thursday. Does that sound good?
Sounds great to me, partner.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first. Next Wednesday, we will be doing our live reactions to Lucha Underground Season 3, Episode 2. And as soon as that's over, join us still on this channel for our live reactions to the live finale of the CWC. Should be very interesting. And then that because of all that stuff happening on Wednesday, we're going to just have to push our NXT Twitwell back to Thursday. We'll still do Lucha Twitwell on Wednesday night. It'll just be after CWC. And that's going to be our schedule then for next week. Until then, though, don't forget that tomorrow we will be putting out our WWE Backlash preview and predictions. That show is shaping up quite nicely. It's going to be interesting to see what John and I agree or disagree on. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned.